Jay, what's up?
You're the colorful one today. What's up? I'm here. You're here.
We
Woohoo!
are.
We're all ready.
singing or are you just reading? Because I didn't give her the binder.
Oh, we're gonna read and I'll sing acapella. All bueno.
Beautiful.
And you'll
Yeah, I can read that. It's so nice. I can see it.
So
I know. It's been.
I'm like
I can read street signs now. It's great.
oh my gosh.
I can read that says Alan Osborne.
Congratulations. Welcome, Alan. Wonderful. Oh, shoot, I might need another copy of this then. I'll be over there. Oh, should I read it? Oh, I'll read it, then I'll go. Or,
Either one.
well, because it's responsive.
Yeah.
What's up, Alan?
We gotta start.
I just want to give you an update on my dad.
Yeah.
So, Dad is.
That mic is on, just so you know.
Why don't you talk to me at
Well, Dad is back to Bubby's and Sadie's,
oh, good.
but same time, Mom's made a decision of being a part of hospice,
Okay.
just to kind of help with care, but just so you know. Yeah.
Thank you.
Start with it.
Yeah. Miss Catherine, we are going to get started. Oh, of course. It's oh, mine.
Oh.
If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Well, I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing, all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is so nice to see everyone. We made it to another Shabbat. It's always nice to walk in and just take a deep breath of, oh, we made it. Another week has gone by where we can leave all the negative things behind and come into Shabbat needing to recharge, but we can also hold on to all those positive things that happened and let them sweeten the pot this Shabbat. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Raymond Zachary. I'm the associate clergy here at Congregation Bnai Tzedek. I'm, of course, joined by our wonderful senior cantor, Cantor Jenna Sagan. And we would love to welcome you this evening to a very special Shabbat, which is known in the URJ community as Refugee Shabbat, which is not, I was talking to someone earlier today, they said, why are you celebrating Refugee Shabbat? And I said, we're not celebrating refugees, we're making awareness for a real and serious issue in this world. And we have to give a special thanks here at CBT to Ms. Shauna Winokur for being our great link to this crisis in the world and to continue to learn and hopefully change through education and wonderful programming like tonight. This evening we'll get to hear from some wonderful guest speakers, some special iyunim and teaching to help center ourselves with reality of what's going on in the world around us. However, we need to also remember to celebrate the good. And so, in honor, it just says milestone birthday. I'm not going to say, it's a mile away, right? It's my honor to invite up Cantor, well, invite next, you're already up, Cantor Jenna Sagan to light the Shabbat candles in honor of a milestone birthday this week. But first, a special teaching.
So we are going to read responsively from your Refugee Shabbat readings and song sheet page. Occasionally we will refer back to this. And so this is Shamor v'Zachor, observe and remember. I will read and then you will, of course, respond with the italics. We welcome Shabbat with 2 candles, one to remember Shabbat and one to make it holy through our observance.
Shamor, we observe. We observe Shabbat by creating sacred space in our homes, in our synagogues, in all the places that give us refuge. We hope that the lights we kindle over these holy hours will illuminate the path to a world made whole once more, a world in which our rest on this day will inspire us to action on all the days that follow.
Zachor, we remember. After the Jewish people's original journey as refugees, when we fled our biblical oppressors in Egypt, we were given the gift of Shabbat rest. Today, we remember Shabbat by linking ourselves to those who came before us, a people who time and time again were forced to leave home in order to practice Judaism openly and freely. As we remember our own ancestors' journeys, we think of the millions of refugees and asylum seekers around the world today, still fleeing violence and persecution because of who they are.
Together, we will welcome newcomers to our communities,
helping them to settle into new lives with ease. We will ground ourselves in our shared values, living them each and every day as we fight for justice for all. The flickering of these lights reminds us of the divine spark that is within each of us. All of us equally deserving of dignity and respect, no matter who we are, what we look like, what we believe, or where we call home. Shamor v'Zachor, we observe and we remember. May the transformative power of the Sabbath lights embolden us in our pursuit of justice so that we may transform our world.
I invite you to please rise for the kindling of the Shabbat lights on page 2 and 3.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Amen. You may be seated. Friends, just as we have welcomed Shabbat, we continue our Kabbalat Shabbat.
Oh, did it go out?
We're going to continue our Kabbalat Shabbat on page 20 with Lecha Dodi, singing verses 1, 2, 5, and rising on the 9th verse to welcome the Shabbat bride. Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmiyanu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litchila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Likrat Shabbat lecho v'nelecha, ki mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem esucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ba'orech u'mihori, uri, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai halayich nigla. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Bo'י ושלום עטרת בנה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
Lecha Dodi,
Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
We remain standing as we turn to page 28 with the beginning of our Mariv service with the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer.
Lai, 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 lai,
continue on page 30 in the English together. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name, ever-living God. May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. On page 32, we have the words of Ahavat Olam. And we normally either will sing this to a beautiful melody or read the English text, but this evening, I'd like us to look at the facing page. At the top of the page, on page 39, we read the word, as you have taught us Torah. This is, we'll read it in just a second, but I want to add 33. Sorry, did I say 32? I meant 33. We read the words, as you have taught us Torah. This is a very interesting translation. I was speaking with Rabbi Cohen earlier this week of Ahavat Olam. The greatest way to love with Ahava is to teach, is to tell and to talk and to communicate. And that's what we're doing here this evening with this Shabbat of learning, of communication, and of teaching. And so let's read together at the top of page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We continue now on page 34 with the watchword of our faith, Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod
Continue with the Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמן. we prepare to sing Mi Chamocha, we remember that our ancestors were refugees, fleeing oppression and seeking freedom. And just as God parted the sea for them, creating a path to safety, we are called to open doors for those seeking refuge today. The Torah commands us to love the stranger, for we were strangers in the land of Egypt. On this Refugee Shabbat, we affirm our commitment to compassion, to justice, and to welcome. May our voices rise in song, echoing the hope and liberation that Mi Chamocha proclaims. Page 40.
Once our people crossed freedom's sea and entered the desert, they too were refugees, with nothing but the unbaked bread of affliction on their backs. They seek a sukkah, a shelter, while simultaneously seeking shalom and shalem, completeness, wholeness, and peace. As we turn to page 42, at the bottom of the page, we have what's called the chatima, the button, the cliff notes of this beautiful text, asking God to keep us safe throughout the night until we can rise again, waiting to do God's will. And we see the words Sukkat Shlomecha, the two things that not only our ancestors, but that all refugees seek, a true shelter of peace. Shalom, shalom. Once our people found freedom and created safe places and safe shelters, they began to celebrate. And on page 44, the people and the children of Israel are commanded to celebrate Shabbat. And here at Congregation Bnai Tzedek, we are commanded, when we turn to page 44, to call upon Rabbi Stephen Einstein to lead us in Yismechu.
Surprise!
The bima is
So
yours.
I heard a rumor that one night the students were leading the service and everyone was set up to do Vishamru, and the kids got up here and said, no, we want to sing Rabbi Einstein's song. So I actually thought it was Hidayah who set this particular text, but apparently I did. But anyway, everybody, let's do it together. Yismechu at the bottom of 44.
And we, of course, are all wishing Rabbi Einstein and Rabban a Nesi'ah Tova, a safe journey as they leave on Monday for Israel. I know it was, I'm going off script for a second, it was in an announcement somewhere, not that we should talk money on Shabbos, but it's good to talk tzedakah. If you want to send Rabbi Einstein with a little tzedakah to give in Israel, you guys are taking collections until you leave? Until you leave. And it can go towards wonderful causes over there. And it's a wonderful mitzvah to do that. So get in touch with the big guy if you want to send a little kesef.
We will be here on Sunday.
Yes.
And even though religious school is not in session, I will be opening up the office. Purim Spiel will be happening. So if you wish to bring after Shabbos, please bring in the morning on Sunday, and we'll pass it on.
And just as we anticipate great mitzvot, we anticipate wonderful prayer. As we turn now to page 46 in our Sidurim, we approach the Amidah, and we always say that we rise in spirit or in body, but rising does not necessarily mean to stand. So if you're unable to stand for any reason, I ask that you rise in spirit, but together we rise in body, mind, or spirit for the Amidah, beginning on page 46.
Baruch atah Adonai, Magid Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Echayei Hakol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Mariv HaGashem, Mechaker Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Samech Noflim Berofei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishanei Afar, Michamocha Bagibirot, Umido Melach, Melech Meini Timechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Bene'emana Talachayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei HaKol, Atah Kadosh, Shemcha Kadosh, V'kedoshim b'chol yom, Yehalelu Chasena, Baruch atah Adonai, Harel HaKadosh.
Please be seated. At this point, you probably expect me to invite you to take a few moments for silent meditation, but I'm not going to do that this evening. And some of you are probably saying, well, why? That's my time to start dozing off and be asleep before the sermon. But it's Shabbats like these that are supposed to shake us out of our regular, supposed to alert us to what's going on. And often the Amidah in evening services is done silently, but it's good eventually to know what the people around you are davening for. And so I'll invite us this evening to turn to page 55 together as we look at some of the texts that our Siddur offers in this Mariv Amidah. And we'll join together on page 55 in the middle of the page. Disturb us, Adonai. Ruffle us from our complacency. Make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance and the quietude which arises from shunning horror, the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, the physical and spiritual of humans. Shock us, Adonai. Deny us the false Shabbat which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred. Wake us, Adonai, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Make us know that the border of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We're going to now turn to page 57 where we read together in the English at the top of the page. Ever-present
Ever-present
One, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we lie, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha be'yirah na'avod. And friends, with those very poignant words on our minds, I'll invite you now to take a moment for your own contemplation. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Friends, as we conclude this Amidah together, our prayers are heightened and in an elevated sense. And I'm thinking about 2 emails I got this week, one of which reminded us that 2 names had been taken off of our Mishaberach list for healing because those people have found a full recovery. And the second email was unfortunately to tell me that 1 more had been added. And this is a constant reminder that our work is never done for members of our community. As we turn now to our Mishaberach prayer, we think of those who are in need of healing, whether it be from physical ailments, recovering from surgeries, or people struggling with addiction, people who have mental illness. High levels of anxiety in this day and age are not uncommon, and those too need a refuah shlema. And as I often say, it's one thing to pray with your voice and with your song, it's another to pray with your feet. And so as we read the list that was submitted to our office, if you hear a name that you recognize, send a text, give a phone call, ask first, but maybe show up with something to eat. And that's how we can ensure all of these names, hopefully and quickly, make it off of this list.
Tonight we are remembering and wishing a refuah shlema to Mira Adler, Stephen Baines, Earl Benton, Eileen Brayman, James Joseph Crabtree, Harriet Dolgan, David Elliott, Sheila Gershwin, Joel Goldberg, Barbara Heimov, Don Hatch, Ellen Jacobs, Michelle Kaufman, Susan Kibble, Randy Kipnis, Steve Lesser, Jacoby Lustig, Ann Main, Teresa Mikos, Paula Miller, Terry O'Brien, Marge Osborne, Ron Osborne, Richard Parsons, Avi Perry, Alan Pizzarni, Bonnie Richmond, Karen S. Robert, Louis Rodriguez, Ronald Ross, Ginger Schulman, Sandra Siegel, Dean Stapleton, Shauna Winokur, Christine Wofford, David Zatz, Baruch ben David, Bonaliba bat Ruth, Binyamin Ze'ev ben Ruchel Rivasima, Chana Sarah Shraga, Esther Malka Chana bat Batya Ruth, Mayora bat Zelda, and Sarah bat Elisheva. As I pass my hand over the community, please say any names which are also on your heart and in your mind. Those whose names we said aloud and those names which are in your heart be blessed with a full and complete healing of body, of mind, and of soul, as we say together.
Amen.
Amen. It is at this time that normally we would have Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for the reading of the Torah, but tonight, as we have mentioned, is a very special night indeed. So we will be welcoming today our very special guest speakers. Are we using any audiovisual tonight? Wonderful. If I can have my helper come up, or whomever is aiding in that. We will be utilizing the screen a bit. If you cannot see, if you're too far over, if there's any issues, please make sure you come forward enough as I joyfully welcome to our Bima two incredible speakers. You can see their basic bios on the back of the refugee song sheet. However, I wanted to give a little more detail and a little more information. So Katie Segal, is the Volunteer and Engagement Coordinator for the Jewish Family and Children's Services, JFCS, Orange County Office. Katie has her master's in social work from Boston University, and she is deeply committed to driving positive change through collaborative action and inclusive initiatives. Her work focuses on developing and implementing programs promoting social justice and civic engagement within the congregation and the broader community. Through community organizing, advocacy efforts, project management, and education, she aims to empower diverse and underserved communities while promoting empathy and understanding across religious and cultural divides. She aspires to become a leader and an ally in the social justice movement, working toward a more inclusive and equitable society where all individuals can thrive free from prejudice and from discrimination. As a bit more background, as of August 2023, JFCS was approved as a new refugee resettlement site by the United States State Department Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration, PRM. And in September 2023, the Orange County Jewish Coalition for Refugees merged into JFCS Long Beach and Orange County. And as of January 2024, they opened the new Refugee Resettlement and Services offices in Santa Ana. So Katie will be discussing this and giving some more details and background on what this program does. In addition to the incredible work that Katie is doing and that she will discuss, we also welcome Anastasia Denisova. Anastasia, and forgive me if I slightly mispronounced, I'm sure you'll fix it. She relocated to the United States 2 years ago, gaining invaluable insight into the challenges of adapting and the stages that individuals experience during a relocation. She has firsthand knowledge of navigating logistical hurdles, emotional transitions, and psychological adjustments when relocating. Before moving to the United States, she spent 10 months in Germany volunteering with refugees, where she provided essential support and helped individuals adapt to new systems and environments. She holds a master's degree in law and has over 4 years of experience as a customer service manager at Toyota, where she developed strong skills in team building and working effectively with people. So we welcome both of our incredible speakers up to the bima, and this will take the place of our Torah service and our Devar Torah this evening as we learn and grow from the two of them. Welcome.
Oh, perfect. Well, thank you so much for that introduction. Can you guys hear me? Yes, great. Okay. That's okay. I'm Katie. It's nice to meet everybody. I'm the Volunteer and Engagement Coordinator at JFCS.
My name is Nastasia. I'm a bilingual case manager in JFCS.
Yeah, so this is the 7th annual Refugee Shabbat. We are a highest affiliate. So yeah, this is going to be our agenda. At JFCS, we are committed to the refugee resettlement, which is deeply rooted in Jewish values. The concept of tikkun olam calls on the action that faces injustice. The Torah commands us to welcome a stranger, and this resonates through Jewish history. As many of our ancestors ourselves were refugees, by resettling refugees today, we continue this tradition of compassion, solidarity, and ensuring that those fleeing persecution, violence find safety and opportunity. So who do we help? We serve individuals and families from a diverse range of backgrounds, including refugees from Afghanistan, Syria, Iran, Guatemala, El Salvador. We also work with the Lutenberg Refugee Program, which helps resettle Jews from Iran and other religious minorities. And then where do our referrals come from? So our referrals come from the U.S. RAP program, which is the U.S. Refugee Admissions process, and I'll share a little bit more about that in a few minutes. Yeah, so I just wanted to quickly talk about the difference between an asylum seeker, refugee, internally displaced person, and a migrant. So a refugee is somebody who had to flee their country due to persecution based on race, religion, nationality, political opinion, and they receive legal protection. An asylum seeker is also fleeing persecution for the same reasons. However, they do not have legal protection. So they would come here seeking the legal protection, and sometimes that means they will be detained for a little bit. And then we have an internally displaced person, which is somebody who has fled their home due to conflicts or violence, but they are still remaining within their country's borders. And then we have a migrant, which is an individual who voluntarily comes here for work, education, family, but not necessarily due to persecution or violence. So this is the U.S. RAP process in order for a refugee to come here to the U.S. So first they have to be referred. That means they have to be referred from an organization like the UN or some sort of U.S. embassy. So once they're referred, they have to go through rigorous screening and approval process. So this is not an easy process. They go through a lot of mental health checks, physical checks, security checks, background, everything. And this can take a really long time. And it's constant, like they'll keep coming in. So then once you're approved, then you get assigned to a resettlement agency such as JFCS, or they'll be assigned, HIAS will take them up, and then HIAS will send the case to one of their many affiliates around the US, and we'll either accept the case or we won't accept the case. So our reception and placement program, this is our program that brought refugees here. So this is what we did to help them in their first 90 days. This was one of our most critical programs. Unfortunately, this program is no longer active due to the work stop order. This was, federal funding, which we no longer have. However, we still have funding for our clients due to generous donations. So in the 90 days, we help the families with support. It's ongoing case management. We help with basic needs such as food, clothing, transportation. We pick the family up from the airport. We provide, whether it's temporary or permanent, a home, hot meal. Then we help them find, a more secure housing. We set them up with donations, so we set them up with housing. Everything that you need to live in a home, you have there. We enroll the kids in school. We have access to medical, mental health care, crisis intervention, family support. We match families with volunteers. And then we have, different social gatherings and connections and stuff like that. So that's our RNP program. All of our clients who we have brought over with this program, who are still within the 90 days, we are still working with. And then all the families who were approved for this program but were not able to get here in time, unfortunately, even though they went through the whole US RAP process, are not eligible for this program anymore. But we still have other programs that are able to help the community.
One of them is PC program. It's help with all of this process just for 3 months. As Katie told, our agency work with various different programs right now. And for us, main important points, it's behind every case, we see not just the name, we see their stories. And for sure, when we help with more official part, with document, with first official step in a new country, we try to support them with more difficult kind of changes and I'm sorry, I'm still nervous when I try to use my third language. I hope you can understand me in this case. Ukrainian. I'm from Ukraine. Yeah, and also we work with Ukrainians through U4U system, and all of my cases we work with Russian speakers, Ukrainian speakers, so it's helped me a lot for sure. We provide different kind of assistance, and especially most challenges for us, some kind of like person. For example, okay, I will share with you some story. One day, it was 7 months ago, it was my official first case with GFCS. One man, he tried to find doctor. And it's, you know, it's so hard when you just came to figure it out, all of medical program, how works our insurance. And he had some difficulties with his eyes. He had glaucoma and other additional problems. And he tried to find a doctor who can help him to solve this problem, because with tasking, it was so hard. And in Orange County, in LA County, more than 25 doctors say for him, like, no, we can't help you. We try to help him and and find right treatments, medical treatments. And after 7 months, it just gets worse and worse. And just our one volunteer, he helped us to find a doctor in UCI, in Orange County. And they told us, like, yes, we can provide, but we need to check more than 4 different steps to help me to check if we allowed to do it, because it could be dangerous for his vision. But, you know, it's life, and especially when we're under a lot of different kind of stress, it's so hard. Like, yeah, doctors say for us, it's okay, he can wait for 7 months, for 6 months, or 1 year. No, his eye pressure was so high, and when we visit with him last appointment, doctor say for us it's like maximum 2 weeks, and he can lose his vision because his eye pressure was too high. And lucky us, in these cases, our client was out of medical, but he still have like share of cost. And you know, a lot of insurance, they not allow you to do like some problem and doesn't cover some problems with eye or dental problems. So with these cases and with our volunteers' help, we provide for him surgery, and for right now, this man still with treatment, but finally medication help him. And it's one of like typical story through our day by day what we face it in our agencies. And sometimes it's too hard to pick what's like emergency needs we have for like Monday, Tuesday, or other days. So thank you for your touch.
Yeah, so how can you help? You know, there's so many different opportunities to help refugees in your community, because, you know, we resettle so many refugees here, and a lot of the time people don't know that a refugee is living in your neighborhood. And, you know, a huge thing is contacting your local government. Advocacy is so important. Writing letters, a lot of the time they'll listen if you make them. Specifically with JFCS, we have our Heart to Home program, which is what I mentioned earlier, is that we help set up a home for the families. So we can't just do that with $1,250. That's the amount of money the government used to give us for each person in the family. So we rely on donations, and people would donate things from their homes. And our volunteers, they are here at the warehouse, and they go through the boxes and they organize, and they actually get to meet our clients, our families. They come to the warehouse, they walk around, they pick what they want, And a lot of the time the volunteers walk with them and they talk to them and we get to hear their stories. So this is a little sneak peek of what the warehouse looks like. It doesn't look like this right now because we have a lot of couches right in this area. But we're always accepting donations, household things. So if you wouldn't have it in your home, we wouldn't want it in someone else's home. And then we have our co-sponsorship welcome teams, which, you know, these teams are more, there's more of an urgency for them now more than ever. We just, right before the new administration, I think we had 15 new clients. And it's really hard when we only have 4 case managers. And so we really rely on our co-sponsorship welcome teams, which is a group of 5 to 7 people. And they kind of split up the case management duties, but it's a little different now because we're not welcoming anymore. It's kind of people who are already here. So it's more of kind of just like a support, driving, teaching kids, teaching the families how to drive, helping them go grocery shopping, stuff like that. And then we have our on-call volunteers, which is more random tasks. For example, we needed somebody to drive a family to an ICE check-in. So we have an 18-year-old, just turned 18, literally 2 days ago, and he has an ICE check-in in LA, and we needed a volunteer to drive him there. So it's random things like that. We have a lot of opportunities. I did bring flyers if anyone is interested in learning more about the sponsorship teams or things to donate. I brought those as well, and my business card if you just want to chat more about this, what's going on. Yeah, so those are kind of, those are our opportunities. That's what we do here at JFCS.
I can add 1 minute.
Oh, yeah.
Lucky me, because 2 years ago I met my welcome circle, and a few times they really save our lives. Like 7 months ago, my mom, she just fell down through hills, and she had a fracture on her back on 2 different sides. And you know, we was in emergency room more than 27 hours, and no one gonna help us. Science, like I call my Elliot. Right now it's like part of our family. I call our friends because he local, and he just call, and you know, after 45 minutes they find for us a bed, and after 2 hours they find for us room in a hospital. So sometimes it's really important to have opportunity to call someone who will speak like locals, just to receive what we have to receive from other different agencies or social organization or medicine organization. So it's not just about extra money, it's just about attention and your time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
If there's time, we'll also be here after too for questions.
So feel free to approach them at the ONEG, take the flyers, ask your questions, engage in discussion. We here as Jews in this community are a vital resource, especially noting the many changes that are happening on a daily basis within our United States laws. So we thank you for coming and for giving us this really interesting talk. I've learned so much, and we're happy to be here as a resource. Absolutely.
And friends, we have one of the greatest calls to action that bookends our service. We always start every worship service with the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer. And we begin the conclusion of every service with Aleinu L'Shabeach, the call to action. And this evening, we'll be offering a slightly different interpretation of this text, but you can turn to page 282, and please rise as the ark is opened.
It's up to us to come. והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated.
We now take a moment to remember those who are no longer with us, our family and our friends who have departed this earth but have never departed our hearts. We remind you that as a part of the Congregation Bnai Tzedek Minchag, when you hear the name of your loved one, we honor them and you rise. We're observing Shaloshim this week for Pamela Goodrich Rosa, good friend of Adrian Greenberg, and Betty Woods, friend of Susie Katz. We are observing the yard sites of Isaac Abovitz, cousin of Rachel Perry, Eleanor Bender, mother of Eileen Skipper and Robin Garcia, Lena Beanstalk, Sidney Brandler, grandfather of Jan Michael, Renee Cadis, mother of Jennifer Stevens and Marcia Cadis, Nathan Dubovsky, father of Sarah Soroka, Nathan Fruchter, grandfather of Laura Pingham and great-grandfather to myself, my brother, and my cousins. Gertrude Goldblatt, grandmother of Jennifer Stevens and Marcia Cadis. Batya Goldenholtz, aunt of Rachel Perry. Sydney Goldstein, cousin of Faith Hirschler. Benjamin Buzzy Gorman, grandfather of Marnie Orsburn. Warner Hirsch, father of Stephen Hirsch. Sydney Kenway, Lillian Fern Koskinen, mother of Sarah Faridi. Harry B. Needleman, grandfather of Renee Hagan. Jeanette Ribman, remembered by Susan Slonim and Adrian Greenberg. Blanche Rosen, mother of Joel Rosen. Lorraine Ross, mother of Ron Ross. Leonard Schulman, father of Craig Schulman. And David Soroka, grandfather of Marcello Soroka. Are there any other names for Kaddish this week? Please rise and say them aloud. We now rise together in honoring our mourning friends and to remember those who no longer have someone to say Kaddish for them. We turn to page 294, page 294, and recite the Kaddish together. Yitzgadal v'yitzgadash shemei Rabbah,
Amen.
ve'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv ve'imru.
Amen.
Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'olmei almaya, yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitba'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh, ve'yitadar ve'yitalev ve'yitalal shmeid kudsha
Brichu.
ve'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, tamiran be'alma ve'imru.
Amen.
Yehi shlama Rabbah min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom mimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru.
Amen.
Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say,
Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. Just as we hold space each week to remember those who are no longer with us, we also create new spaces to make new memories and to regale us with some of those memory-making opportunities. It's my honor to invite Sue Sluman to the Bima to give us some Shabbat announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. I would like to thank the ushers tonight, who are Richard Schnur and Howard Gordon, and our divine Catherine Klein. Thank you for your beautiful music. And our speakers tonight, Amasteya and Amasteya Demosia and Katie Siegel. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. I would like to bring up that there'll be bi-monthly Tuesday evenings. You shall consecrate to me a study in sacrifice. It's online, an adult education course taught by Dr. Shad Sagan, and it'll be Tuesday evenings at 7 o'clock. So please come and join us. And Zoom. It says it's online. Yes. And also the religious school is having an art show Sunday, February 23rd, 11 to 11:30. Please come and see the beautiful artwork that Sharon has inspired these young people to do. And I think that's it. Thank you for letting me be at service.
A loud voice.
For all the people on Zoom.
I want to point out that there's a blood drive here on Thursday, April 3rd. And I urge you, there's many hours you can come, 12 noon to 8:30 p.m. here in the social hall. And I used to volunteer regularly when there was a particular coordinator that could place me where I was needed. I did a regular shift weekly actually, it's a sort of Fountain Valley borderline in an office where people could do walk-ins and also make appointments to give either blood, or they also did platelets, all kinds of things. And one of the things that I learned from doing this is that it's a very small percentage of Americans actually have or regularly donate blood, and it is so, so needed. So if you have an opportunity, you do have to weigh more than 110 pounds, which is why I did my volunteer work, because when they weighed me, I was only 110 pounds, and now I'm even a little less. So I thought that's how I can give, and I really, really urge you to give. And blood knows no race. It's about blood type. It's not the color of your skin or your religion. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I weigh enough to give blood.
That's good.
So, there is one announcement that I would love to give that's not in your programs because it just popped up this afternoon. Myself, along with my dear colleague, Cantor Michelle Stone, is having a Judaica drive for Angelino victims of the fires. The need arose in that people began planning for Pesach and realized we no longer have our family Seder plate. My candlesticks are gone. My Kiddush cup is no more. And so several synagogues all over Los Angeles and Orange counties are holding Judaica drives, asking for new or gently used Judaica. That is anything and everything: honey dishes, Seder plates, challah covers, challah boards, Kiddush cups, candlesticks. We are not asking you to give up your great-grandmother's candlesticks. We're asking if someone maybe gave you a present that isn't quite your taste and it's been sitting on the shelf forever, it can find a new home. You can also buy something new. The gift shop actually donated several items today to the drive, but they're, of course, happy to take your business. There's the Golden Dreidel, there's Amazon. Buy something that you think someone would like to have in your home, in their home, because the statistic came in that at a Passover Seder is the most concentrated time of the most Judaic usage. I didn't know this. But between 4 cups of wine, challah, matzah trays, Seder plates, matzah covers, candles, it's the time you use the most Judaic in a Jewish home. So there is a box in the lobby. We're collecting donations up until March 7th. It's not a long time because we're coming a little late to the game. We've got just a few weeks, and then we're gonna polish everything up and have a wonderful event where people can come Judaic collecting to refurnish their homes. So please go through what you have.
And now we are going to conclude this part of our service with the song "This Land Is Your Land." It was written by Woody Guthrie in the 1940s, and his experiences during the Great Depression inspired him to write this as a response to God Bless America. He felt that that song didn't fully capture the reality of the American experience for everyone, and in his first drafts of the song, the refrain, "This land was made for you and me," was actually, "God blessed this land for you and me." As you'll see in your song sheet, we'll be singing the piece with 2 of Woody's original verses added to the end. These verses celebrate the vast beauty of the American landscape, but also acknowledge the challenges that are still faced by many people, including refugees and migrants who are seeking a better life, as they stand by the relief office waiting for food and financial assistance. The song and these original lyrics speak to the idea that this land belongs to all of us, regardless of our background or our circumstances. "This Land Is Your Land" is on the back side of your song sheet. High
time, of course, for my favorite part of every service. Say it with me, carbs and liquids. I'll invite you all to please rise for Kiddush and Motzi, and it's my honor every week to call up any kiddos under the age of B'net Mitzvah to join me on the bima. Come on, Al. Come on, Al. Who else we got? The Orsbergs? No. They're out. Esty? No.
Esty's also out.
Esty's also out. Oh, Al. It's all you. All right.
Ah, Ezra's here. All right.
Come on.
Amen. We thank God for bread from the earth. Shalom, shalom, l'rachok v'lakarov. Peace, peace to those near and far. Good Shabbos.